Previously on Dirt Nights.
Al Hina, your race winner.
Hey, we're in the redraw. Next time I'll turn that. I don't care who he is.
Brian Gustin is coming like a house of fire.
Whether it's the driver's fault or the car's fault, we're going to switch cars.
The car is going to come off the corner if it's the last thing I do.
Off of turn 4, checkered flag, your winner, Jason Hughes.
Here we go, Marshalltown, Iowa, it is showtime! Here comes the Reaper on the outside. And suddenly a side by side action.
Later down the back chute into turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Off of turn 4, checkered flag, your winner, Jason Hughes.
There are 9 races in the books in the battle for a United States Modified Touring Series National Points Championship, and the race is as tight as it's ever been. Last night in Lamont, Missouri, Jason Hughes of Westville, Oklahoma blew the doors off the competition with an impressive run at LA Raceway. A straightaway win over Hunt leader Ryan Gustin narrowed the 19R's lead to just a single point with just 11 race nights left.
Rolling me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
Today the teams are on a 2-hour run across the Show Me State to 24 Raceway in Moberly, Missouri. Pulling into town, Mike Spalding spies a roadside deal.
How's it going? Hey, you guys throwing them away?
The neighbors moved out. They're for anybody who wants them.
No perfect. We need a burning couch. No, for Deer Creek. Oh yeah, it's a hide bed.
No.
Come on.
I'm not lifting that thing in and out every day.
Come on. Hurry up.
I guarantee this thing's getting burnt tonight, Spalding.
This is Petey's bed. Don't trip.
When you live on the road, you've always got your eyes open for a bargain.
Right on. Want a couple dogs?
I'd rather have a dog than
Known as the Magic City, Moberly, Missouri is a legendary Midwest railroad hub. And out on the edge of town, on Route 24, is a half-mile, high-bank speed factory known as 24 Raceway.
Banked racetracks are usually slightly more forgiving, and this big fast here, it's kind of a driver's track. If you're willing to get up there and just race it as hard as you can, the track takes care of a lot of ill handling problems.
Whatever we learned, anything that we did with the car last night does not apply here. We got banking, we got high-speed entry. All the places I failed last night, I got new opportunities to fail today.
In the Gressel Racing Camp, the hunt for a national title is too close for comfort. After finishing second in 2009, Ryan Gustin and the Gressel team is prepared to do whatever it takes to win the big hardware. That means double and triple checking every part, every night out.
And then we get the dyno running in here, and basically puts a graph out here. It tells us PSI reading. Basically this one right here is dynoing at about 53, right at a 5300. We're right where we want to be on our valving there with the 3.8. That's kind of what we've been running.
Knowing the exact status of every shock on the rack allows Ryan and Joe Bob to make precise adjustments to the handling of the car. When your lead is just 1 point, the smallest tweak that gets you past just one more car can make a huge difference.
Hey, Corey! Oh, wait till you see what we found. Hey, this is a hide-a-bed.
Where'd you find that at?
On the street. It's a hide-a-bed.
Right on.
Oh, yeah.
Got a place to sleep at the Jamboree now?
Yep.
With the new furniture out of the way, Spalding can unload the 17S and try to get it ready for what early reports say is a rough track.
Not a very good track right now. It's tearing up quite a bit here. This past couple hot lap sessions, usually, you know, first couple sets of hot laps will blow right off, but it's still bad out there. I think it's going to get pretty rough tonight.
Something going now, that's for sure.
The track was breaking apart so bad out there that you'd come into that corner and the car in front of you would just throw like a cloud of dirt and dust in. So you're blind for just a second and then it'd clear off. A little scary on a hammer down track like this.
It's going to be tough on the equipment, but the teams don't have any choice. The track is what the track is, and Ryan Gustin gets the first shot at it in Heat 1. He'll start in the back of the pack.
Wheel to wheel, back in turn 4, green flag. Well, it's going to be Darren Walker, Tim Dunlinger, and the 19 of Ryan Gustin down into turn 3.
The Reaper gets a fast start, but then trouble.
Well, looks like trouble for the 19 Ryan Gustin. A big plume of steam or smoke when that car works its way through the corner.
Motor! Left side motor!
This segment brought to you by Eibach Springs. Proven on the track, perfected for the street.
Heat 1 is on the track at 24 Raceway in Moberly, Missouri, and there could be a serious problem developing on the 19R car.
I believe it may be a tire rub in the 19 machine. You see it really smoke when he cranks the wheels to the right, so we'll keep our eyes, see if the tire will hold up on the Gustin entry.
Motor! Left side motor!
And white flag in the air, this time bound for the 22C of Darren Walker. So hold the advantage over Dunlinger. And checker flag in the air, it's going to be Bowling Green. There's Darren Walker, Tim Dunlinger, Ryan Gustin, and the 02 Tommy Weeder Jr. in the fourth spot.
When'd you lose power steering?
First lap.
I got it down here.
I think we broke a power steering line. I don't think it's a valve cover gasket.
You're not really lifting.
Car's fast.
Yeah. Well, you're in my heat race. I wouldn't mind if you slow down a little bit and I start behind you. I could use the passing points.
Okay, I'll listen. What I'll do is once I get in front, I'll move up, but just make sure you're in second because I don't want to let a couple of guys by.
Corey Drips and Mike Spalding will line up together in Heat 5. The rough track is difficult for drivers, but downright scary for crew chiefs.
Big chunk, kind of a sandy dirt. Bad. They're going to tear up some equipment tonight. I just hope it's not us.
The 31 and the 17S hit the track with the 4R of Derek Ramirez for the final heat of the night.
The dirt is just peeling off in chunks. This place is rough. Quite frankly dangerous when it's rough this fast. I got a team car, the big cock 17S of Mike Spalding in front of me. I always hate racing my cars. I want them guys to do so good, but at the same time, I got to get my job done.
All right, folks, Derek Ramirez, Steve Grantz lead the action to the green. Well, it's going to be Derek Ramirez jumping out to the lead. Steve Here comes Jason Hughes looking inside of Gustin in turn number 3. Ramirez moves to the spot down the back straightaway. Out front, it's all Jason Hughes. Steve Gratz continues to hold down that second position. Little slip inside and deeper in the pack is Corey Grips closes on the 17 of Mike Spalding for position. Great side-by-side battle down that back straightaway. Corey Drips and the 17 of Spalding. And he's slugging out right flag in the air for the 12 of Jason Hughes, followed by Steven Gratz, Ramirez, and Tommy Meyer. And checker flag will fly this time off turn number 4. It's the 12 of Jason Hughes getting there first. Steven Gratz, Derek Ramirez, and the 65 of Tommy Meyer.
A disappointing run for all 3 Dirt Knights drivers. They're headed for a B main.
It just feels like I'm tipped right over. I mean, this thing's just bouncing me all over out there.
It's a rough track.
I know.
As you can see by the mud all over your face.
In fact, the track is too rough to continue. So officials shut down the races while the blades go to work, trying to smooth things out.
Let's just take the car and throw it. It ain't gonna make much difference. It's gonna go right back to what it was. That's what's real hard underneath this. Oh, I can't, oh, look out! I just want to go back. I want to go back to my car.
Even on a four-wheeler, the track is trouble. While back in the pits, Drip's crew chief Gus Farmer finds a serious problem.
Got a leak in the radiator again.
Raceway in Moberly, Missouri is taking its toll on the Dirt Knights drivers tonight. The normally fast half mile has broken down into a bumpy, rut-filled mess that is beating up the cars.
They watered it, graded it, packed it in, and it looks to me that it just tore right back up.
The 19R blew a power steering hose in Heat 1, but the Gressel crew has it fixed and they're ready for a run at the feature.
We'll just change radiators with the old one in.
It's just leaking out.
We're gonna have to break down and buy a new one, evidently.
In the Drips camp, the crew is trying to swap out a leaking radiator before the start of the B main. The new radiator is in and working, but right next door, things seem pretty relaxed for the Spalding team.
I got time to make a sandwich. You want one?
I'm trying to watch my finger. Starting 5th roll in second P, top 6 transfers, so we're gonna have to drive the wheels off this big cock chassis and get her in the A.
But as Drips and Spalding roll out for the B, the #1 concern is still the track itself.
One lane on the bottom, the rest of the racetrack is so dirtied up. It don't even look like you can get on it.
Green flag. Well, Scotty Roberts takes it all the way upstairs. Oh, it's just a little bit sideways. Opens the door for Corey Drips to make a move to the inside. Well, it's going to be Kenny Mudd leading the first lap, but here comes Corey Drips on the lift to the outside. It'll be Drips taking over down the backstretch. Kenny Mudd into the run-up spot. The 0-2 Tommy Weeder Jr. now applying the pressure to Kenny Mudd. Weeder looks to the inside off turn 4, and it's going to be Mudd by a bumper at the stripe. 17. That's a Mike Spalding now up to battle with Roberts for that third spot. So still a good battle between Scotty Roberts and Spalding. Roberts has right up to Spalding door. Spalding motor way down the front stretch, opened it up about 8 car lengths. And with flag in here this time off of turn number 4, Corey Drips with 1 to go. Enjoying a straightaway advantage over Weeder, Spalding, and Roberts. And here come the checkers off turn number 4. It's going to be Corey Drips getting there first.
Mr. Excitement takes the B main win and is in the feature, but the radiator still isn't right.
250 on the water, that's not good. We're not going to make the feature at this rate.
The fastest car on the track in that B was the 17S of Mike Spalding, who ran from 9th all the way to 3rd.
Past 6 cars, that's damn good. I'm happy, very happy.
Car was looking good. I run it up in the when nobody else was running it. We went back to the spring we had, and the car really liked it, so we'll get this ready for the AMA. We'll be close.
Yeah, we actually are probably pretty close to being the world record holders for changing radiator.
So the old radiator isn't going to cut it, and the guys decide to patch the leaking one and put it back in. But can they do it before we drop the green flag on the feature? The hunt is on in Moberly, Missouri, and the feature is just around the corner. The best modified drivers in the country are trying to prepare for 30 laps on what has become a car-eating track tonight.
Did you really?
In the Spalding camp, Mike isn't sure he should be satisfied with the best race of his comeback in the B main.
Let's change gears.
Change gears? Are you kidding? Yeah. I don't want to change anything because the last time we changed something. It's the way we are running right now.
Leave it?
Yeah. Because if we change something, you saw what happened last time.
Both Aaron and AJ have really come. Every race they're getting better and better. They're learning, what to do, so they're not always asking what to do. Yeah, I'm really happy with them. Proud of them.
All 5 knights are lined up for the big show, but all eyes are on the first 2 rows where hunt leader Ryan Gustin starts on the outside of row 1, and Jason Hughes, who trails by just 1 point, is on the inside of row 2.
As he continues to motor away from the rest of the field. Jason Crone into the runner-up spot. Bob here third. The 12 Jason Hughes, the 65 Tommy Meyer. Battle for the 4th spot, give it to Tommy Meyer down the backstretch.
Midway through the feature and the Reaper is on cruise control, but the rough track conditions finally claim their first victim.
It looks like the 31 of Corey Drips slowed on the backstretch into turn number 3. He found Drips on the bottom of the speedway of turn 4, well off the base.
Drips had climbed from 14th to 6th, but this flat will move him back to the rear as the bad luck continues for the 31. The Reaper leads the field back to the green flag with Jason Hughes lurking just 2 rows back.
Well, once again, green flag way in over the modifieds. Crone, a big run through turns 1 and 2. He gives it up down the backstretch. But Jason Hughes will jump to the outside. We'll take it 3 wide into turns 3 and 4. Well, Tommy Meyer going to go on the bottom of the speedway. Overtakes Crone for the runner-up spot.
But in just 2 laps, 24 Raceway claims another victim. Race and Hunt Points leader Ryan Gustin.
Oh, what a terrible break. Ryan Gustin bounces it off the fence. The three of Kelly Schrag does as well. But that'll shake things up front. We've got a new leader. It's going to be Tommy Meyer. And Crone. It's going to be Crone beating Meyer back to the stripe. Oh, McCullough. Turn one. It's the 20 of Rodney Sanders to the 19R. Ryan Gustin led the biggest part of tonight's feature event. Sits right behind the Sanders machine down in turn number 1.
A spectacular and dangerous crash as Rodney Sanders of Happy, Texas, one of the hottest young wheelmen on tour, does a front flip over the Reaper, Ryan Gustin. As the 19R slowed against the wall in turn 1, Sanders was tucked behind the 3D. When Tim Donlinger ducked out of the way, Sanders had nowhere to go.
You all right, man?
Amazing proof of the safety features built into these modifieds as Rodney Sanders climbs clear of the wreck and will be just fine.
All right, man? Sorry, dude. So you braked something? Yeah, flying right in front. I was trying to get out of the way. I was behind Darling and I was running the top. I did.
The 20 car is completely out of commission.
Might as well go home. Yep. Done. Sorry, guys. I
don't see anything.
I don't either.
But incredibly, the 19R only suffered some bent sheet metal and 2 blown tires. Still, after repairs are made, the Hunt leader will have to go to the back of the pack, which opens the door for Jason Crone to capture his 6th feature win of the season.
And off of turn number 4, looking down the checkers, it's going to be Jason Crone picking up the win over Jason Hughes.
For the Dirt Knights, Derek Ramirez had the best hot rod tonight, running from 17th to 7th, which will move him up in the Hunt standings. And the Reaper, going down with 6 laps left, opened the door for Jason Hughes, who finished 2nd tonight, but vaulted into a 30-point lead over Ryan Gustin in the race for a national points title.
I think it's good to go. Little cosmetic stuff, but other than that, it's hard to believe that it ain't torn up. Took a pretty good shot.
For the rest of the teams, the night brings mixed results. Al Hayna started 9th, but drifted back to a 17th place finish, while Mike Spalding completed one of his best nights, finishing just outside the top 10 in 13th.
We're getting closer. Really starting to get more comfortable driving the car.
It was a game-changing night in Moberly. With a national title hanging in the balance, the teams load them up and get ready to hit the road. Tonight, the trail heads north to Marshalltown, Iowa, and a homecoming for Ryan Gustin, just when he needs it most. Marshalltown, Iowa. Considered the heart of Iowa, Marshalltown is a historic Midwestern gem, a hometown's hometown, where oceans of agriculture meet a vibrant community. And on the edge of town, you'll find the Central Iowa Fairgrounds, home of the Marshalltown Speedway and home of Ryan Gustin.
Well, my brothers race here weekly, my sister races here weekly. I think Mom grew up racing here. It's pretty cool to be back home. Hometown.
While this is a homecoming for the Gustin clan, it's a return to racing for John Tesh and the 14 team. He missed the last 2 shows after deciding to return to his old car. Now the new old number 14 is decked out and ready for a run.
We're just making the switch, see if a little bit different car, maybe suit my driving style better, different. Just kind of see where it takes us.
But But racing isn't the only thing on the schedule today in Marshalltown. The Dirt Knights teams have joined forces with a local group called Carson's Crusaders for a special event called Dirt Madness to raise cancer awareness and support the fight of 6-year-old Carson Miller, who was diagnosed with leukemia at the age of 3.
We wrote a song here about racing life, both on the fan side and on the field.
I'm kicking cancer's butt.
This song we call Speed.
One night we were sitting in the stands and Carson was in the middle of treatment and we were thinking about what we needed to do to create awareness and help others because it had been such a difficult path that year. We said, you know what, I think we could raise a few dollars by selling some t-shirts. And within about 3 months we had raised about $24,000 and donated all the money to organizations that help others affected by cancer.
We just had person after person after person come in and tell us their story, you know, and whether the person was 65 years old or, you know, they lost their spouse or their sibling or whatever, you know, it just gives you goosebumps. I'm getting them now. It was pretty amazing last year what happened that 1 week, but even over the course of the 3 months to sell 1,200 t-shirts in 3 months, you know, we thought maybe we'd sell a couple hundred and that would be it. We didn't do any advertising or anything like that. People just started talking about it and it grew from there.
When we unveiled this idea, if you want to call it that, we knew that there were so many people out there who cared, but it was just overwhelming. We, as a racing community, are a racing family. One lap at a time, we're going to kick cancer's butt.
Thank you, y'all.
Very few know how to pull together like the close-knit family of short track racers around the country. When one of their own needs help, they step up to the plate full throttle. And today's event is a great example of that.
Just sighting it the way it looks like it's supposed to be in there, it looks pretty good.
And that willingness to work together translates to the track as well, even in the midst of the tightest hunt race in years. And you can see it here as New Point's leader Jason Hughes works with his closest competitor Ryan Gustin to diagnose a potential problem on the 19R.
I mean, you can see how this one turns out.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
That's right here.
Everybody out here borrows from everybody to keep going up and down the road. There's no possible way you could have every part and piece that you need when you're out here, and it's like a family when you're out here running.
But no matter how much they work together, they can't change the weather, and tonight's race might be in jeopardy. With rain in the forecast, race officials will hurry things along, and whether they're ready or not, Heat 1 is called to the track.
They're calling for us right now? Yeah. You know what they're saying?
Shoot! I guess we won't make any adjustments tonight.
With no chance to tweak the new 14 car, Tesh will line up for Heat 1 with fellow knights Derek Ramirez and Al Haina.
Keep an eye on Logan stealing the flag stand. We're about to light him up out of corner number 4. Here we go. They blast down into turn number 1. Chase Young is on the inside. John Tesh getting the run on the outside. Kevin Pittman alongside as well. As they both on the back straight away into number 3. Al Haina and Johnny Scott side by side for the 4th position. It's going to be John Tesh at the left one. Jason Hughes down to the inside of Scott as they come up into number 4. 3 cars out of that second spot. Hughes to the inside of Scott as they go out of corner number 2. Jason Hughes down to the 3rd position. As you can see, Logan Sterling's got the white flag in hand. 1 lap to go this time by. John Tesh pulling away as they go down the back straight away to number 3. Still Pittman in second. Hughes as they come out of turn number 4. It's going to be John Tesh winner.
The 14 car looks as smooth as silk in its return to the dirt.
That's a huge confidence booster for us tonight. Right now the car feels good.
But in the 7 camp, the mood is a little more tense after a 6th place finish in the heat.
It ain't going anywhere. It's handling good, but it ain't going anywhere. I was like, nobody can tell me. Nobody can tell me.
The race is on in Marshalltown, Iowa. On the track and against an approaching storm front.
Hold on, AJ. AJ, get a rag. Grab a rag.
Off the track, the Spalding saga has been a financial and emotional nightmare. From the long struggle of building a race car, to the pain of trying to remember how to drive one, from scraping up just enough money to survive, to a near disaster on an Iowa freeway. But on the track, the 17S keeps getting better and better. It's a streak he wants to continue tonight, starting in Heat 2.
They're bringing the field in. They look great as we come into turns 3 and 4. Here we go, heat number 2, brought to you by New Vision Graphics. Spalding in a bolt to the early lead. Here comes Jason Crow now to the inside. Crow gonna snap up the top spot as they get on to number 3. Vanderbeek and Elliott side by side for the 3rd spot with Reuter close behind. It's gonna be Crow leading lap number 1. Spalding follows him in down to turn number 1. Reuter taking a look to the inside of Vanderbeek as they look to the inside of Elliott down the back straightaway. Up front, Jason Crone leads, but Spalding right behind him in the 2nd spot as they come down the front straightaway. Leaders down the back straightaway. Crone in control so far. White flag getting ready to come out. We've got 1 to go here in heat number 2. Straightaway as Spalding goes off of the racetrack. Checkered flag comes out. It's Crone. Elliott in 2nd.
Son of a stepped on my.
It was a great run for Mike Spalding for 7 laps. But one small mistake on the last lap will cost him a free pass to the feature.
I just should have stayed in my groove by that. You know, I'm going to try. Get up on the high side, slingshot down. Got up too high, went over the cushion, went from hero to 0.
Tim Donlinger's in the lead, coming down the back chute. Oh, wait, Ryan Gustin with a strong run.
I could be a horse race announcer.
The Ryan Gustin homecoming officially begins in Heat 4, where he'll join the 31 of Corey Drips. Drip starts on the outside of row 1. The Reaper will start from the back with local favorite Darren Duffy and the Carson's Crusaders 19D right beside him.
Oh, here we go. Let's see how the hometown boy does here this evening. Green flag's out. Here we go. Corey Tripp's going to jump out the early lead. They go far wide briefly for the 2nd spot. Tommy Meyer picks it up. Darren Duffy on the inside, and here comes Gustin. Shryock way up top in the 3rd. It's going to be Drips. Meyer in 2nd. They're going to go 3 wide for the 2nd spot. Duffy, Shryock, and Meyer. Duffy now up into the 3rd spot in the 19D. Tommy Meyer trying to track down your leader, Corey Drips. Drips hangs on Duffy, and Meyer right behind him with Shryock and Gustin in the top 5. Duffy now drives to the inside of Drips as they go into number 3. Darren Duffy now going to try to slide up. Here comes Drips around the outside. They pump wheels here on the front straightaway. You see a big puff of smoke out of the 31 of Drips. Drips and Duffy side by side into number 3. White flag coming out. Drips drives around the outside and Duffy has the lead as they cross the stripe. Down the back straightaway they go. Drips, Duffy, Meyer, Shryock, and Gustin as they go into turn number 3. Out of corner number 4, it's going to be Corey Drips, Darren Duffy, Tommy Meyer, Billy Shryock, and Ryan Gustin, your top 5.
A great battle between Drips and Duffy goes to the 31, which puts Drips into the redraw.
That, way to get on the wheel there. You had to.
I kind of like what we got going on. I want to lower the panhard bar itself, the whole bracket, 1 inch, and go down a hole on the pinion. Leave the spring alone.
In the 14 camp, John Tesch's return to the Tour is off to a very fast start. The car change passed the first test with an easy win in Heat 1.
Just got back from the redraw. I drew the 2, Before we started last year when we won the deal was outside front row. A little nerved up at this point.
As Tesh preps for the feature, fellow knights Ryan Gustin and Al Haina are trying to earn their way in through B-Main #1.
Here comes Ryan Gustin trying to make a charge on the outside of Carew with a white flag. Gustin was the leader that time by as they cross the stripe. Ryan Gustin with a point. Down on the bottom as they come on the turn number 4. It's going to be Ryan Gustin.
A last lap pass for the win puts the Reaper in the show. But Al Haina, who's been battling a flu bug and a sick car all day, is done for the night.
That's kind of what happens when you're so damn sick you can't work on the car. Not ready, haven't looked at the racetrack. End of a day.
You got a great one going on up front here in this one.
On the track, the last 2 dirt knights to have a shot at the money race are going head-to-head in B-Main #2. The 4R of Derek Ramirez, who's running second, and the 17S of Mike Spalding, who's looking for a little luck to finally come his way. Like the heat race, the 17S is fast, but once again, trouble finds Mike Spalding.
Going for a spin. He collects the 17S of Mike Spalding when the caution flag goes out. Dollinger going for a spin. He collects the 17S of Mike Spalding when the caution flag goes out.
In Marshalltown, Iowa, Mike Spalding is trying to overcome adversity once again. A hard hit from an out-of-control Tim Donlinger may have seriously damaged the 17S. And Mike will find out in a hurry with a ticket to the feature hanging in the balance.
Here they come. Green flag is out. Three, 4 wide as they go out of corner number 2. Mike Spalding takes a look to the outside. Zach Vanderbeek into the inside of Dan Fetters as they go into turn number 4. Spalding back up in the 4th spot. Good battle for the transfer spots. Vanderbeek, Donlinger, and Fetters. Donlinger now has it, and Spalding is now up to 3rd in the 17. Vanderbeek now going to drive to the inside of Archer. Donlinger has dropped out of the race. It'll be Reuter, your winner. Ramirez second. Spalding in 3rd.
2 races and 2 wrecks, but Mike Spalding has clawed his way into the feature. The rain that has been threatening all night is closing in fast, so no one has much time to prepare before they line them up on Marshalltown Speedway. John Tesh draws the outside of row 1, right next to a fitting pole sitter tonight, Darren Duffy in the Carson's Crusaders 19D. Corey Drips also starts in the top 10 with the rest of the knights spread out behind him.
Here we go, Marshalltown, Iowa, it is showtime! Darren Duffy going to both of the early lead as they Rodney Sanders, Jason Hughes, Mark Elliott. It's going to be Duffy leading lap 1.
For the Dirt Knights, the biggest battle is back in the pack as Corey Drips, Ryan Gustin, and Derek Ramirez slug it out for the 8th spot. While back up front, there's trouble with race leader Darren Duffy in the Carson's Crusaders 19D.
Tough break for your race leader, Darren Duffy, slowing down the back straightaway. The as he rolls down the front stretch. Heartbreak for the 19D.
A horrible break for Darren Duffy. Still an incredible race day for everyone involved with Carson's Crusaders. With the 19D down, the table is set for John Tesh, new ride and all, to finally break through with his first win of the season.
Here we go, caution lights are out. Get ready to roll out of corner number 4. Green flag is back out. Tommy Meyer down to the inside, and Mark Elliott Hughes to the inside of Sanders. Jason Hughes on the prowl now as they come out of corner number 4.
Back in the pack, a couple of knights are trading paint, trying to break into the top 10, as Derek Ramirez works to hold off a hard-charging Mike Spalding who's been fast all night.
Mike Spalding going for a vicious rollover down here in turn number 1. Red flag is on the racetrack. Mike Spalding out of Bemidji, Minnesota, going for a wild ride down here in turn number 1.
A spectacular crash for the 17S, but Mike Spalding will walk away. Battling for the same piece of racetrack, Mike clips part of the 4R and goes airborne. The wreck is even more stunning when seen from the in-car camera. Incredible, and more amazing, Mike is okay. The car, however, is not.
Big Mike. You got jumped out race car. Just get the car working too.
The delay in clearing the Spalding wreck allows the rain to finally show up in full force. But with 20 laps in the books, the race is official.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they are going to wave the checkered flag. This one is done. So John Tesh will be your winner. Jason Hughes in second. Rodney Sanders, Tommy Meyer, Mark Elliott, your top 5 unofficially.
Not exactly textbook, but in the midst of the toughest season of his career, John Tesh isn't about to give this win back.
First one of the year, man. I'll take her however I can get it. I haven't lost a race here yet. I love Marshalltown, Iowa. Hell
The
yeah.
move to running his own race team is complete tonight, and the 14 team looks as strong as ever.
Car felt good, fighting a little tightness, but I can drive through it. We're good. We're good. I'm pumped. Let it rain, man. Let it rain.
The rain-shortened race was no help to Ryan Gustin. He was moving through the field fast, but could get no farther than 8th, which means Jason Hughes will expand his Hunt Points lead to 46, with 10 races down and 10 more to go.
It started raining only halfway through. When it started raining, I think probably could have got a top 5 out of the deal. That's how it goes.
Finally, the heavens open over Marshalltown, and packing up becomes a sloppy mess. The torn-up 17S is headed for Corey Dripp's shop in Waterloo. And after it's all said and done, to add insult to injury, the Spalding hauler gets stuck just trying to get out of the pits. It's the glamorous life of a dirt track racer. All rolled into one amazing night in Marshalltown, Iowa. Next week on Dirt Nights.
We got action right off the bat.
Or if you're coming from the back in second, we'll probably be lead your passing point.
We're gonna light it up. Here we go. That has been our MO all year.
Ryan Gustin in the 19R on the 12 of Jason Hughes battling for the 6th position.